Let's begin at the beginning. Name, Andrew Christensen, pause for laughter. Piper. Born 27th of November 1980 in the John Radcliffe Hospital, Oxford, weighing a mere 6 pounds and 4 ounces. A weight he actually managed to maintain till the age of 13. Andrew struggled at school, not least due to the fact that his father, who should be seen here, yes he is, still to this day only has a basic command of the English language. From studying Mr. Piper Senior, we have concluded that he has learnt to communicate using a core of 6 simple phrases. Number 1, have I seen this? Number 2, aye, I've seen this. Number 3, Andrew, you're a snob. Number 4, thank you, James. Number 5, who's picking the banjo here? And number 6, the house motto, there's no secrets in this house. It's a great privilege to be standing here today as Andy's best man on his big day. I've known Andy for 23 years, I've been told. Right, I've lost my place. I know, I found my place, sorry. Absolutely. Yeah, I've been informed that me and Andy have known each other since the age of 2. However, and that's mainly due to our mothers being friends before, which is nice. The first memory of Andy I have is our swimming lessons in South Reading Leisure Centre. And I did have this photo of us standing by the side of the pool, both in our Speedos when we were about 5. I've looked everywhere and I really tried to find this photo for today, but I couldn't find it. Actually, that's wrong, I found it in my pocket here. So what we're going to quickly pass it around. You'll notice I'm doing an impression of a chicken in it. Just ignore that, we're here to make fun of Andy. The thing that I remember most about our swimming lessons, as you'll see from the photo, is the fact that Andy was so skinny at this age, when they handed out the wristbands, Andy actually used his for a belt. When trying to collate amusing stories about Andy asking his friends and family, one theme kept popping up. Everyone I asked kept saying this, and that's the fact that Andy hasn't really done much in his life. Having said that, these stories did not make the final draft, and I will not be mentioning any of these stories today, so Andy can breathe a sigh of relief. I won't be mentioning the skiing holiday where our skinny hero was embarrassed by his lightweight frame, so he decided to go through a series of bulking up by drinking power shakes regularly and eating power bars in an attempt to put on mass, which he then tried to turn into muscle. As you can see, that's had minimal success. I could have mentioned, but I won't, so you can relax. I won't be mentioning that at the tender age of 5, when Andy climbed under the school fence in search of some pretty green and white stones. The only problem, these stones that have caught his eye were being stolen from the top of people's graves. No respect. I could have mentioned, but I won't be mentioning, so you can relax, I won't be mentioning that at the age of 6, he was caught firing his cap gun into the letterbox of a neighbour. This would be a mild disturbance normally. However, the person Andy isolated for his treatment was in fact blind. Andy, I won't be mentioning any of those stories, so you can now relax. These stories I will be mentioning though. As I said, I've been a good friend of Andy's for many years, and we've had many a good time. And over many years, one particular thing we did was went bowling. And I'm pleased to say we've got our bowling buddy, Mr. Kai Dean there. The three of us regularly went bowling. And on one occasion, Andy was mocking me for bowling too slowly without enough velocity down the lane. So Andy pipes up, muscle man announces that, "I bet if you bowl, Steve," this is how you speak by the way. It sounds different to you, but this is how you actually speak. "I bet if you bowl, Steve, I can wait 5 seconds, bowl another one down, and I'll still beat your ball down." My basic knowledge of physics meant I would not sanction such an endeavour. However, our groom went for it anyway. So I bowled. About a second later, Andy slung his ball down the same lane. My ball arrived. I seem to remember knocking over all the pins as usual. And then Andy's ball arrives, and with the most almighty crash, knocks the arm, hitting it off its hinges. So, thanks to the groom, the three of us then sat at the other end of the lane, with the workings creaking, the arm no longer retracting, but instead hanging, and a cascade of pins being issued from the mechanism. We quickly hatched a plan that we would calmly leave. Fortunately, the alley didn't take the shoes in, so all we had to do was just hand in our bowling shoes and head calmly to the exit. We wandered to the desk, unfortunately not being such a hardened criminal as Mr. Pipers and Dean. I then panicked, held my shoes over the desk from about 10 yards, almost hitting the assistant, and screamed, "Leg it!" at the top of my voice. We ran for it. To this day, we have never returned to Wokingham Bowling Alley. Now, I could not let this day pass without telling one story involving Mr. Martin Gray. He's been good enough to turn up, unlike at the stag do, which is good of you, Martin. Well, just give us a wave, Martin, so you know who we're talking about. Now, Martin has been a constant cause of hassle to myself, and particularly Andy, over many happy years of friendship. And one particular amusing incident really shows off Andy to be the good chap he is, and I'd like to share it with you. Let me first give you some background information about Martin in this incident. Just as mobile phones were taken off a few years ago... What's that? Just as mobile phones were taken off a few years ago, Gracie did not want to fall behind and decided he would procure a mobile phone. Whereas most people would shop around various phone outlets, Gracie decided to buy the first phone he found, and that was in fact in a petrol station. Moments after Martin had made this transaction, handed over 100 shiny new pounds, fear and regret struck the boy regarding his hasty purchase. "Oh no, Mum's going to kill me," said Martin. To avoid his mother finding out, Martin did what any rational human being would do in the same situation and threw the phone over the bridge. "Phew! I almost wasted £100 there," thought Martin. When driving home smugly, Martin thought he would visit our groom to explain his lucky escape. Andy sat down with Martin and listened to the tale. After listening, Andy then turned to Martin and said, "Gracie," that's your voice again, "Gracie, would you throw £100 in £10 notes over a bridge?" "Air pipes, don't be a moron," Martin remarked.